Our main topic is at hand, Nick. We're here to talk about the aftermath of the Apex North American Finals hack. And we're going to run you through the whole situation. But Nick, how much of the situation do you know and are you aware of so far?
I'm not aware of the resolution.
Okay.
I was all of my information came from we'll say the expose that Pirate Software did on their channel.
Okay,
if you don't
great
know
content.
Who Pirate Software
great
is,
content.
He's a hacker by trade, a person that has extensive knowledge in the field. I think it's like 20 to 30 years of background in hacking stuff. For he worked for Blizzard for a really long time for security. He did a ton of stuff for the U.S. government, for power plants and stuff like that, like hacking and everything like that, to keep that stuff safe. So a lot of the information that I have came from his like analyzing before the resolution happened. So it was really like when we only knew a few facts. So it was like a couple of days ago, like when he went over it, and that's where a lot of my like understanding comes from.
Yeah, that's been the craziest part about this whole situation is how quiet it's been. It happened on the biggest stage of Apex tournaments, but it's been like ghost town quiet. Pirate Software has been a fantastic source of information, a fantastic analysis of it because of his experience and because of what he does in the Twitch community, in the gaming community. But let's run down the backstory here to bring you up to speed of what happened, break down a little bit here and there, what to look out for, what's interesting about it, and then what to look at as we go ahead, because I don't think there's been an official resolution for the whole situation. So let me start here by sharing my screen and set the stage. Last weekend, the North American Apex Finals tournament occurred. You had players competing in round by round to see who can gather points, and whoever got the most points over the course of, I think, 10 rounds would win and be declared the Apex champion for North America Majors 1. Then in the middle of, I think, the 6th round, we had this happen. This is the player's point of view. This was on stream. The player was playing, and then as they played, they had a wall hack turn on, and like, I'm not entirely sure if you can hear that.
No, none of the audio came through, but he just screams, right. I'm being hacked. I'm being hacked. I'm being hacked. What do I do? I think he curses a little bit, and his buddies are just like, you got to log out of the game. Like, you got to quit.
Yeah.
And so he just immediately quits. There is like a longer clip that shows like just that gives like a little bit more like context to it, but like really this is just crazy because like it even comes up in the chat.
Yeah,
right?
Hands up. He's not trying to, and they're telling him to log out. It's such a hard situation because you want to compete. You're in there in the mindset to compete, but then what do? And as you can see, you have all the he just hit pause. You have all the names. You have the wall hacks. You can see where everybody is. That's obviously a blatant problem. It's obviously a hack. And the intention here is to implicate that he is hacking and that he got caught. This also happened to another player. I don't remember his name, but it was a different situation. It was an auto aim that was put on where no matter where you looked, it automatically hit somebody when you fired. And that was both put on in the middle of the match to both of their surprises, with both people getting reactions like stop playing, log out, which is very, very interesting, very curious, very suspect. Like, what's going on? Who's doing this? What's going on? I said that already, but it bears enough weight to need to be repeating. So immediately they paused the tournament. They hold off. They couldn't find a resolution, and Apex claims it was hacked. Doesn't really talk about it, but players start claiming it is. I'm going to bring us into the tweet that then Apex Esports shared. Due to competitive integrity of the series being compromised, we have made the decision to postpone the NA finals at this time. We will share more information soon. This was that day at 8:52 p.m. of the tournament. So not a bad reaction, but like it was definitely needed. So that was the next step here. Okay, the players get hacked, they're surprised, they pause the tournament to investigate what's going on. Well, at that point, Apex uses a system called Easy Anti-Cheat. And Easy Anti-Cheat, and this is information I learned from Pirate Software, is a kernel level program, which means it goes onto your computer and it accesses everything. It's able to see, look at, so it can monitor what you're doing, and also control it. Make sure you're not opening up a hack or doing this way. So Easy Anti-Cheat claims their integrity is intact. It is not a problem with them, that it's a problem, implying that it's a problem with Apex, and that they're going to continue to work closely to make sure that it's resolved. Easy peasy, no worries. But yeah, we did see Pirate Software come in and kind of say, hey, being confident is different from fully understanding the recent claim, RCE vulnerability, and with easy access, Easy Anti-Cheats claim, here I am still waiting to see if the vulnerability lies with Apex or with EAC. Better to be correct over being fast. And like, it's a good point. You want to make sure you've got the things right, and you don't want people to panic, because if you're giving them the wrong things on this, kernel level is bad. It's detrimental. If it is that, it means that they can access your credit card information stored on your computer. It can access identity stuff. It is an absolute sort of situation. And a lot of people do not like it, do not like the access it gives. And this is something not to be trifled with, is basically he's saying. So don't rush into saying one thing or the other. Well, a bit later, we still haven't seen any sort of announcement from Apex Legends Esports, but it turns out that as of yesterday, they played it off. Where is it? Here it is. They played the last couple rounds of the finals offline without streams. So it seems that maybe Apex has found a resolution or acknowledged it, but they haven't announced it. They haven't talked about it. And I agree that some sort of degree of secrecy is needed, because this is an arms race. If I tell you I hide all my cookies on top of my fridge, and you want cookies, you're going to come in, you're going to look exactly for them on top of my fridge, right? But then if I don't tell you where they're at, you don't even know I have cookies, and you don't even know what you're going to be chasing. So like, that secrecy makes sense to me. But it feels really bad as a viewer of this esport, that I don't even get to watch it, and I don't even get to hear about it. There is a rebroadcast happening today, the 26th, but I don't know how it feels. So Nick, as far as how much information that's been presented right now, what's your thoughts with how Apex or Easy Anti-Cheat has handled this overall?
It's not too great, right? Because like the person who claimed credit for the hack overall.
Hold on, because like that was like another development that happened with it, where if we want to kind of move forward, where it's like there was somebody who claimed responsibility.
Well, yeah, like, so without saying that part, if we look at like them saying like, hey, we're confident that it's not like us, right? That basically says like, hey, it's either like Apex the game, which is EA, right? It's an Epic Games owns that, and so you're either saying that, or you're saying that two people's computers were compromised. So they're basically like essentially saying like, we take absolutely no blame in this situation. It's not us. It's definitely somebody else. We're confident to say that it's somebody else and not us, right?
Right.
And what are the other options? It's either the players or the game. and we've all been told, don't hate the players, hate the game,
don't
right?
hate
So it's
the player.
Apex. So Apex by crossing out what can't be and what can be, like, it's Apex is the reason why this hack happened.
Right.
No
and
other excuses.
It's funny how Easy Anti-Cheat kind of like, whoa, hey, hold on, it's not me, bro. But like, they're not saying it's you. They're just like, it's not me.
I wonder why, because they're used in how many different games?
Well, the big list here, let me bring that up real quick. Which makes it even scarier about this. Where
It's
is
huge.
it? Here he is.
They're
They have a
using everything.
huge list of partners and developers here, but the specific games, we're
Bro,
talking Apex, Absolver, Albion Online, Battlefield.
PopCap though?
Yeah.
PopCap. Like the bookworm people. The people who make the bookworm game on the browser. They make browser games, bro. What are they doing with easy anti-cheat? Like for Scrabble? Is this what it is?
BDO perhaps as well. Like there's so many Fall Guys, Gears, Halo Master Chief. I mean, Halo Master Chief's kind of a joke anyway, but
so essentially anything that is on Steam uses like that's competitive in some way.
No, it's not everything on Steam. There's a lot of games that don't, but you're seeing these titles that are big titles that are AAA studios using this kernel level anti-cheat. And the scary thing is like how widespread the games they touch, but then how much access to the system it gives. And that vulnerability could be exploited to destroy. Absolutely. So we're seeing it on like a little bit of a flex joke with esports, which ruins the competitive integrity. But like, you know, can you really take Rocket Arena seriously now? Could they have a tournament and just be able to?
Which one of these games are one player games?
I don't think a lot of them are, because like Ragnarok is an online MMO. Rust is like a survival MMO RPG. So like,
I assume like the more we talk about easy anti-cheat, right? The EAC. The more we talk about the EAC, the more they're going to turn into the shadow broker who sells everyone's information who has this kernel on their computer. Like it's really what it's going to be, right? Like it's like immediately my thought is that they're just selling credit cards on the black market.
Yes, or somebody's able to exploit it for a black market. So like you have like a white hat hacker, like a Pirate Software, Thor from Pirate Software, do that. But then specifically, you've got somebody who took credit for it, basically. A person by the name of Destroyer 2009 and R4 Random.
So if you go to the one guy's thing though, the first clip that we put in though, remember the guy took credit inside the game. See? Destroyer 2009 and for random, that's in the chat right there.
Gotcha.
So like that's why this guy's able to come out and say that like they did it. I'm putting my hand too close to the camera now. My fingers. So like right there, like that's why it's not like it's connected. That you know, hey, that's me. Like that, I am who I say I am, and this is what we did.
I mean, with the interview, the interview they kind of did was just saying that there's no bug bounty from the developer, so why report it? They'll fix it. They know what it is and they'll fix it. But he's kind of just shining light, saying it's Apex Legends problem and issue. But if for him, I'm curious to how he did it, and he doesn't really disclose, of course, which makes sense. But like, if he's accessing all this through Apex, loading a thing and then turning it on while easy anti-cheats also sort of there, that's feels bad, man. A big simple feels bad, and it ruins the competitive integrity, and that's on Apex if it is that. 100%. It's not on this hacker, it's on Apex.
I mean, all the games that don't run EAC, right, is the competitive integrity like at question? Like I played Magic the Gathering online for good money. Like it's like, is it in question? Like no. So I mean, like my thoughts would be like if there is even remotely a possibility that EAC could be at fault or have some sort of like issue, or maybe it's like the two of them joining hands what creates this issue, right? Like maybe it's the two of them.
Yeah.
Like what's the point of having EAC in general anyway? Like all right, people don't cheat, right? Like.
Yeah, what's the point of giving EAC that much power over your system?
I mean, I don't even get me started on like apps taking over my computer or something. Like it drives me nuts. But it happens more with phones, thankfully, than it does like computers.
Yeah.
I would probably go on a murdering spree if someone like tried to like control my computer through an app. Like that would probably drive me nuts. So
Right.
I mean, I don't want to give them like I have easy anti-cheat because I have Steam games that use it, right? But I mean, I don't know of any other games that I actually have that use easy anti-cheat besides my Steam games. That's why I'm saying like it seems
it doesn't feel like it's exclusive to Steam games. I believe they have Epic games, but like it is mostly.
Pause for 1 second.
Yeah.
Can we find out what Wolf Team Turkey is? Is this like a hide and seek game where people are fucking werewolves, bro? Like one team is turkeys, the other team is werewolves.
I'm gonna look at it off
right because it can be something spicy, right? Like so, like half of the Switch shop just ends
I think it's German.
Spicy.
I think it's a German game.
Bro,
it starts
what? It's
in English. Seems to be
a shooter. It's a team shooter where people turn into werewolves.
I think so. There was that one that was pretty popular there where you turn into a vampire or you were a vampire, but yeah.
Yeah, that one was kind of fun for a little bit though. Like all those like interesting random battle royales. Like that guy looks like a vampire on the right. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's vampires versus werewolves, you know?
Yeah, very kind of CS:GO vibe here, especially with graphics. But yeah,
not that
interesting
good.
catch. Definitely something to look at. But like easy anti-cheat does cover a lot of games where there it is, the partners. Here we go. And it's a lot of multiplayer. So like the competitive integrity and like, right. Like that's a big conversation of like, we both need to feel like we have a fair shot to win to want to play. And then for the money and reason to be there, like, you know, notoriety, fame, or prize pool. And for this to happen to one of the biggest esports games out there is huge. And like, it's kind of a fortunate situation that they were kind of altruistic, but who knows what else they're hiding if they are hiding anything. There's always that possibility. There's something else that they were able to do something else. Either way, it's a bummer that the finals were played out offline. It makes sense to why. It's a bummer that they never announced it. The Apex Legends is still yet to announce a fix or that it's been addressed. It is still just like MIA. Hey, when was the North American Finals going to happen? Oh, it happened yesterday. Okay. Is the game safe to play? No idea. Probably have some patches in between because they were probably losing their mind, but like you should at least be announcing it, at least for theater, for solidarity and like the theatrics of it. Congrats to TS. Sorry, what's up?
It's interesting. And before you go into the congrats, I do want to say the guy before that you couldn't remember his name. His name is TSM Imperial Halal.
And TSM ended up winning?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you know, their conspiracy tinfoil hats might go on and saying there's something there.
I mean, you know, it's just or Imperial Hal, but I think his like name before it was shortened was Imperial Halal, but you know, well, I could be wrong, but it doesn't really matter.
No, I'm gonna pivot into our congrats to TSM for taking it home off stream. If you want to catch the rebroadcast, it's happening on the 26th, depending on when you're watching. It might have been in the past. You can check the VOD or you look at it in the future from right now. But it'll be interesting to see what happens because we haven't had an announcement from Apex, from the developers about a fix. And there's a nice popular tournament happening here. Apex Legends Twitch Rivals tournament happening on the 29th, just 3 days from right now, where you have a trios tournament with some pretty big streamers, some notable people. And yeah, I don't know what to feel about this. Obviously, these are low stakes as far as seriousness, but what's to stop that guy from coming in and just turning all these different hacks on while they're streaming? That's a lot of instant fame and instant stories.
Hey, he could be doing us a favor. Like just in general, they could not be very good at Apex, and it could be pretty boring to watch without these cheats.
I enjoy watching the Twitch rivals, even if it's like players who are not usually Apex players or that game players, but yeah. That's happening this week. It'll be interesting. Like I said, I keep repeating this. It'll be interesting to see if the game developer has done anything about it, or if the hacker strikes again on this. Nick, there's been a lot. You have any final thoughts? Wrap up today's episode, our topic here.
Dude, I didn't even realize we did an hour already. That's interesting. Felt a lot shorter.
We've been cruising right through it. We had a lot of stuff. We went from LCS score recaps to OWCS.
I got nothing.
WoW Plunderstorm. We talked about our picks, and then Arc World Tour, and then now Apex Hack. So there you go. Everything from this last week of North American esports. I'm just going to finalize and say I'm really looking forward to Plunderstorm's Twitch Rivals. I'm looking to see what happens here with Apex Legends Twitch Rivals tournament this week.
It's all going to be cinema, bro. It's going to be pure cinema. Like the whole entire weekend for these two things is going to be absolute cinema. Like, because even if they're bad, like Plunderstorm has like a lot of boisterous situations that happen that end up being like entertaining, especially from like content creators. Like it might not be like as entertaining watching like one of your friends play. Do it like, oh man, I almost got him. That was sick. Like somebody's on screen like, oh dude, I almost got him. What?
Big reactions. We're here for it. Yeah. We're here for the big reactions. Be dramatic. And if you're typing, you're not playing. The other things I just want to mention to look forward to, RLCS Rocket League Championship Series is happening this weekend. The major one is going on from Thursday to Sunday. You got some Battle of BC 6 happening, Bum's Birthday Bash, 2 fighting game series. Exciting to see this weekend. Some Smash Bros, some Street Fighter, all the hits. So check that out if you're into it. And of course, Apex Legends on Friday. But that's all I have for this episode and these topics. Thank you for joining us. Nick, say thank you, please.
Thank you, please. You happy, Dad?
Yes, thank you so much. This has been the Esports Meta. Check us out every Tuesday here on Twitch or YouTube. Or if you want to just stay connected in between, we've got all the social medias, the TikToks, the Instagram. So you know what to do. Hit follow over there. We really appreciate it. And we want to know what you're watching, what esports you're competing in, how well you're doing. Are you top 8? Are you making it? Let us know. We might even have you on as a guest. But that's been it for the Esports Meta. I'm Billy Sims. That's Nicholas Layton. Oh, he's over here. That's Nicholas Layton. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.